AM, episode 67. It's been 8.5 months.
It has.
Lots have changed. Um, I mean, even from that video, a lot has changed. In that video, we were talking about how great the Tigers' offseason was so far.
It's
Um,
yeah, it's funny how fast life can come at you.
it's funny how life changes. Uh,
Wow, yeah, that's it.
but yeah, we're back. MLB trade deadline just happened about 3 hours ago, or just ended through about 3 hours ago. Um, it's just about to be 9 o'clock here while we're recording this.
Hmm.
Uh, we're gonna talk about it. Tigers made two moves. They made a move today, or made a move on what would the second, and then made a move on the first. Probably one of the biggest trades in MLB history went down, player wise, not I mean, significance wise, not like the
Okay.
magnitude of how many players were traded, but the player that was traded. Obviously, in Juan Soto. But yeah, I mean, you got anything to say before we get into that talk more?
No,
Looking a little slimmer on that camera.
I'm just happy to be here, so I don't get fined.
All right. Well, I guess do we want to start it off where it all began? Back with
Absolutely.
Luis Castillo.
Uh, Again, it wasn't him, but
Who was? Oh yeah, it was Benintendi.
yeah.
Or I mean, if we really want to go back, it was Carlos Santana with the Royals.
Oh crap, I forgot about that too.
And then Daniel Volenbach with going to the Mets.
Oh
If we
yeah,
really want to talk, that happened when we were at Faster
I
Horses.
forgot about that one too.
I mean,
Tough.
those two are less significant, but obviously the Benintendi trade to the Yankees kind of paved the way. I don't think I've even seen him play for the Yankees yet, but
No, because
um
I don't think he has. Or maybe he did. I don't know. I don't pay attention. But they're kind of like, especially with the other move they made today, they're kind of like the Braves last year at the deadline when they came away with the all new outfield.
that's what I was about to say, and they kind of improved their. He has been so he played in that KC series actually.
That's what I thought, because I remember him taking batting practice.
Yeah, so he played in that KC series right after he got traded. Um, but yeah, they definitely switched it up a lot. Obviously, we'll get to the trade, but they traded Gallo, got rid of him. He was more of a rotational player, anyways. Like he was DHing for them barely. They were having Matt Carpenter play DH more, if anything, and Matt Carpenter even was playing outfield because Gallo was such a liability out there at points in times.
Well, not defensively. Gallo's always, he's
But
way
the
better.
thing is they didn't even want him in the lineup.
Oh,
That
yeah.
they were playing Carpenter over him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you more here.
Yeah.
Gotta go get my computer charger.
Great. This is so fun.
Okay, got the charger. We're good.
Perfect.
We're set.
Perfect.
Uh, Benintendi,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Yankees, and how they are building it like the Braves last trade deadline. That's where we were at. No, but yeah, the Benintendi trade really kicked everything off, and I mean it's interesting what the Yankees are doing. They basically, I was just looking at their roster. I didn't know they had Marwin Gonzalez too.
Yeah, he appears every now and then.
I
I always
forgot
forget about
he
him being there.
he's played almost 60 games for them this year. So it's like
That utility role is going crazy for him.
they it's scary because they have a team that could possibly win it all this year. Now,
Well, yeah, maybe. I
and
feel like it.
it's a team of likable guys. It's not like the old Yankees where there was just like guys to hate. I mean, nobody really hates Judge. Nobody really hates Benintendi. Uh, everybody loves Isaiah kind of Falefa. Like that's non-negotiable. Um, Anthony Rizzo, how can you hate him? Uh, Josh Donaldson, that's a different take. Uh, and same thing with DJ and Mayhew.
We can't just skip
I was
over
looking.
Lou Trevino like that.
What?
We can't just skip over Lou Trevino like that.
Sorry, I didn't. Why was Lou Trevino the one you said?
Because obviously you didn't watch the All-Star game. Or else you'd know.
You mean Jose Trevino?
My fault, my fault. Yeah, Lou's the pitcher.
Yeah. I was like, why are you calling out Lou
Which is
Trevino?
now
I'm like, that's
also a Yankee, though.
yeah, that's the whole thing that they said that they're gonna have that connection now.
Okay, okay. I didn't think about that.
No, but I was looking at their roster and they have a guy named Wandy Peralta and he's number 58. It threw me off.
Yeah, Wandy.
Threw me off heavily. I'm like, when did they get Willie? But yeah, I mean, Yankees have a very good chance in the moves they made at the deadline. Basically solidified their stance on where they are moving to. But soon after that, Benintendi trade, small trade here. Mets acquire Tyler Naquin from the Reds.
Yeah,
It's
his
just for a
usual
low
pass
level.
around at the All-Star break. Past few years, that's what he does.
Yeah. And then obviously the big one that kind of set the market for the Juan Soto, which didn't think this was going to be the trade that set the market for Juan Soto, the Luis Castillo trade. He goes to the Mariners for, I believe it's 3 of their top 5 prospects. I think it was.
Yeah.
So that one threw me completely off. Didn't know if you have anything to add to that one. Can't hear you.
It was random for them to get him, and then like they gave up a lot, which I mean, it's whatever. If you're gonna give up a lot, you're gonna get somebody like him anyway. But it's just kind of like it's the Mariners that did it, and I made the joke already, and I don't know if it's actually true, but like if you haven't made the playoffs in 20 years, you're gonna go out and make a move like that anyway. So forget the prospects.
Yeah, because they obviously got.
And then they go
I'm
and
not gonna
back it
pronounce
up
his first name.
today, and get Matt Boyd who
Yeah.
hasn't thrown a ball. So they also traded for him.
Wait, who got Matt Boyd?
The Mariners.
They did?
Yeah, he's still rehabbing. So I don't know why they did that, but yeah, they went and traded for him today.
They traded for him?
Yeah.
I didn't see that trade come through. There's also some trades that haven't come through for me yet on here. But I mean, but again, if you're trying to make the playoffs like they are, you got to make the moves like they have it with the Santana, with the Castillo. You're going for it now in the position you're in. If they didn't go on that, what was it, 15-game win streak, they wouldn't have been buyers.
Well, yeah.
So.
And I mean, they also made some other small moves. Like their outfield was already full as it was, but then like with Julio getting hurt, and I think Winker did or somebody else did.
Winker or no, Mitch Haniger, he's been hurt, but he's rehabbing. They got some guys that are coming back.
Somebody just happened at the same time as Julio Rodriguez did. But but then they picked up Travis Jan.
Oh, Dylan Moore.
Yeah, that's what.
Dylan Moore got traded.
Oh yeah, no. Somebody else I swear got hurt too. But they picked up Travis Jankowski from the Mets as another outfielder. They got Kyle Lewis back at the same time. So it's their merry-go-round in the outfield of riches. They brought up Jared Kelenic again.
And I mean, when you look at it,
he
like
couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat, but
so Winker is out. He's healthy. Kelenic is back, and Kyle Lewis is back. In your who's hurt right now? You have a starting outfield that's hurt right now. Rodriguez, Mitch Haniger, and Taylor Trammell.
Yeah,
like people forget Trammell's still there.
Yeah.
And then you traded away Dylan Moore. Like you legit have and then Adam Frazier plays a little bit in the outfield when he needs to for them. He plays center field sometimes. Like you legit have they have a contending team there, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, it's an outfield of
I think
riches.
the only place that they were iffy on was their pitching, and they got themselves a bona fide ace in Luis Castillo.
Oh, see, and then they also got another one, Jake Lamb, today from the Angels. Another outfielder.
No, Jake. I thought Jake Lamb had been around.
Well, maybe it wasn't today. Yesterday, sorry. They got him from the
Dodgers.
Angels.
Dodgers.
This says Angels.
I got Jake Lamb on the Dodgers here.
ESPN thing is weird because it has the wrong names going places also. So if it actually, I don't know. He's from some LA team apparently.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
ESPN also has the Robbie Grossman trade has as some random dude that they traded for that wasn't the guy that they got. So
all right. So, nonetheless, they got him there. Mariners. Because what other trade did you say they made? Oh, they made for the Janigowski from the Mets.
yeah, they picked him up. I think he was just
So
a free agent signing.
I'll probably wavered. Next, the one that you were kind of fantasizing about this one, but the David Peralta trade, to the Rays, uh, they make that move to kind of shore up their outfield. The Rays, a quiet team right now. They're sitting.
They did the same thing. They went out and got multiple outfielders. They quietly got Peralta. They got Jose
Yeah.
Suri yesterday. And I think they got somebody else too.
Not that I have seen, but again, the MLB trade deadline is very messy because a lot of the like little trades go unnoticed.
Yeah.
I'm looking right now to see if
They might not have. Yeah, they got
looking
David
at their.
Peralta. Yeah, never mind. It was just him. They don't even have the Surrey one on ESPN for some reason, and he made a diving catch tonight for them. Like he's with them.
Oh, the one they just traded for,
Yeah.
like 2 days ago, or like that
Like
Mancini
yesterday.
trade.
Yeah, Jose
He's
Suri
on.
from the
More. Go to
Astros.
MLB. Go to MLB. Go to MLB.com. That's the updated rosters are there, majorly.
Right.
I didn't even know the Surrey guy was. I didn't know he was even like a guy that was
Yeah, he was the
up
Astros
for.
starting center fielder.
Wow, that's sad.
That's like back-to-back years that the Astros have traded their starting center fielder when they did it with Miles Straw. Maybe it was 2 years ago that they did it at this point, but still.
But I mean, like Kevin Kiermaier's still hurt for them. They have a couple guys that are hurt for them. That I mean, I didn't know Wander Franco was hurt.
Yeah, he's been a little bit. But like when they're outfield, if they'll have David Peralta, Surrey, Randy Rosarina, and I think they have somebody else. But they sent Lowe, which I think would be playing the outfield for them, maybe not.
They have
Down.
Manuel Margot.
Yeah, it's like if he mattered.
I mean, yeah, but still, I mean, he's a guy that can. He's a body. He's hitting over 300 this year.
Okay, okay.
He's hitting 302.
There you go.
They don't hit on my man, my Manuel. I almost said Mango. All right. Moving on to probably the biggest trade of the deadline. Dixon Machado
Yes.
goes from the Chicago Cubs to the San Francisco
And he
Giants.
started for the Giants that night.
Yeah.
They were playing each other.
Very weird. Very weird because he was traded from AAA. He was traded from the Iowa Cubs.
I was gonna say I didn't think he was
with
even in the
them.
major leagues.
He was not. He was with the Iowa Cubs, and then he was traded. And San Fran, at the moment of the trade, they said he was being called up put on the 40 man, and then being called up to the major leagues.
There we go.
Which
Dixon.
I want to know, like, who was just sitting there scouting Dixon Machado?
The Giants.
I mean, go ahead. It was just a very weird trade there.
Love that for Dixon.
Not really relevant. Braves trade for an infielder with the Nationals, and then they DFA Robinson Cano third time this year.
Oh, I saw something
he was
happen. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
what the heck?
he actually seemed really happy in um in Atlanta, and then they were just like, nah,
Yeah.
and they DFA'd him. So he'll probably, I could see him hanging out with their AAA team, and then possibly getting called up if any injuries happen.
So yeah, unless
So
one other playoff team makes the call, but like he's kind of
yeah,
cycling through them this year.
Yankees,
That's a honestly he should, but
Yankees or Mariners, make the call.
jeez.
You make the return.
That just feels like a Dodgers thing that they'll do.
That's only if the Dodgers. I feel like Dodgers only do that if they don't like how the young guys are producing, and Chris Taylor hasn't come back yet. Because they can throw Mookie Betts at second base if they want. They did it last year. They did it the year before. It like them. If anything, Cano would come there as a bat off the bench,
Well, yeah.
and it's
Jorge
like
Lopez is
how.
with the Twins already too.
Yeah, he hopped over there right away.
Goodness.
Is he already pitching?
No, they just showed him in the bullpen.
Uh, uh, Scott Efros from the Cubs goes to the Yankees. They
Yeah, I
shore
was
up
gonna
their
say that's
bullpen.
gonna be a quiet
Um,
one. Their pitching is like crazy now.
yeah, it just got a lot nastier.
Cause
Their
he was
bullpen
really
did.
good with the
They,
Cubs.
because they made, I think they made one more. Oh yeah, we'll just jump to this real fast and then we'll go back. Frankie Montas,
Yeah.
trade for him there. Don't have to give up much.
Which
And
was
they got Lou Trevino in that deal
yeah,
too.
which was weird. Yeah, they didn't have to give up
So
much.
and they did not have to give up much for any of three of those guys. So like they, I mean,
Their pitching's
like we
gonna
were
make
saying
up for
earlier.
any lack of offense that they're gonna have when they're pulling up to the playoffs with Cole Montas, uh, Nestor Cortez.
Severino.
If Severino ever gets healthy and comes back,
Yeah.
and
I'm just look. Let me
somebody
look at
else,
their.
I saw it. Well, I'm typed out
So Cole, Cortez, uh,
because it would have been Jordan
Talent,
Montgomery, but they also just traded him.
James Talent,
Yeah,
Jameson
James is
Talent,
Talent. Yeah, that's what it was. And they would have
and then
had Jordan Montgomery as their 5, and then they just traded him to the Cardinals.
yeah, and they still have. I don't know if he starts games. No, he doesn't. But yeah, I mean, they have and especially yeah. I mean, if Severino can come back, he's pitched 16 games this year. He was 5-3 with 3.4 ERA.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad. I mean,
And if not,
he's
then
pitched in the
you
most.
have 4 good options anyway with that offense and then your bullpen. So
Yeah.
bet
So
crazy things are
Yankees
gonna happen in the
in a
playoffs.
really good spot then. Hopping back, Astros add Trey Mancini. They give Baltimore Orioles some bullpen help. Orioles kind of weird, like you said. I mean, you just said that Minnesota has Jorge Lopez, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Baltimore traded him to the Twins. Like, I don't know if this is clearing space for young guys for Baltimore. I mean, they're in the run for the playoffs right now.
I think at
So it was a
least their
weird trade for them.
GM realized like, oh, we're having this little Cinderella run, but it's not gonna last. So get something out of the guys, Mancini and Lopez. But the thing is, they still held on to um, Mullins, and don't they still have Santander, or is he on the Dodgers?
Yeah, Santander, and then they have Austin Hayes.
Who the heck is on the Dodgers?
So they have the thing is they still have they have Ryan Mountcastle. They have like a decent team still. Like Trey Mancini was a small part of the team. Like they can easily be at where they were.
I don't. Yeah, but it's a very good move for the Astros. I don't know. I haven't watched the Astros as much as I'd like. I don't know if something's going on with Yuli or if he's hurt or what, but if you're replacing Yuli with Trey Mancini, you're in pretty good hands there.
And I mean, the thing is with Trey Mancini, he can play in the outfield if needed.
I'm just surprised that they didn't make like a move for another pitcher. They're going all in with their rotation, which isn't bad, and then their current bullpen.
I also think the move was more future oriented too. Yuli, like me and you have discussed, and he's 38 years old.
Yeah, that also had to play a factor.
And you're getting, I mean, Mancini's 30, and I think you have a few years of control on him with his contract. So, I didn't know that his nickname was Boomer either. That's an interesting fact. I just wanted to throw out there.
I didn't either. I would have liked to see the I would have liked to see the Astros be the ones that would have gotten Fulmer or like one of the Tigers relievers.
They needed outfield help. I think Mancini is going to play in the outfield.
Well, he could. I don't know, because then they traded Surrey. And, like, Jordan's been playing in the outfield. Michael Brantley, they don't know if he's even going to come back. He can't hold a bat. He's had shoulder issues. So, like, that...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
to replace him.
You have Dubon, Myers,
Ian Happ. If they would have also gotten Ian Happ to put in the outfield, they would have been straight.
That's why. If they would have gotten Ian Happ, they would have been damn near odds-on favorites to return. But they didn't. They got Christian Vasquez also. Great deal for them, I think.
That's their Martin Maldonado, just defensive catcher.
Yeah, I mean him and Martin are just gonna be insane together because Vasquez has been hitting rockets over the green monster. Can't imagine what he's about to do over the little monster they got.
It's the Mickey Mouse monster everywhere, but not ones that weren't trades that were big though, that were very out of nowhere, was the Austin Riley thing. Just I wanted to mention real quick.
Oh yeah.
For him to get a 10-year deal just randomly out of the deadline, and for them to pay him, because they finessed Acuna and Ozzie Albies, and they're like, here you go to Austin Riley with his deal. What was it? It was 10 years.
I think it was 10 years, 235.
That's an insane number to know off the top of your head. Oh, it doesn't say on here. But yeah, either way, for them to just pay him like that, I was like, all right. And because then who else got the extent? There's someone else got an extension.
Musgrove.
Yeah.
His was 4 years, $100 million.
Yeah, I loved that move for them, and when they made that trade, and everybody's like, oh, not gonna bat an eye at it. It's not gonna move the needle for them. He's not good. He's a career.
I was so close.
Career 3-4 starter. Like, okay, whatever. And then he goes there and shows out last year, and I'm happy he got paid for it.
So damn close. 10 years, $212 million.
Oh, okay.
Still, they got him for pennies on the dime.
Okay.
But yeah, those two ones there were highlighted, and then you have the big one, the probably the blockbuster that nobody saw coming, Josh Hader to the Padres.
Yeah.
That started the Padres' terror.
Well, when they said randomly that the Brewers were shopping him, even though he'd been like dominant all year, he had a few bad outings, and he had like a 12 ERA or something for the month or something weird. And then all of a sudden, he might be moved. Don't be surprised. And they're like, oh wait, it's the Padres in on him. Like what? Just out of nowhere, just showed up.
It's not a bad move. You get Taylor Rogers in return, which he's not a bad relief guy. I mean, he's a good guy you can plug in there.
They traded their closer for another closer, both left-handed.
Yeah,
too.
or Devin Williams can even move into become the closer.
Well, yeah, Devin Williams
he was closer at one
now. But like, yeah. I'm saying the Padres. Well, either way, yeah, both traded their left-handed closers for another left-handed closer. But at least,
yeah.
I mean, the Brewers like Taylor Rogers isn't bad, but they also got Denelson Lamet out of it. So like
Lament, I really like the Lament move because he can be a long relief guy for you, and that's what the Brewers love. Most of their guys, Freddie Peralta, he was a bullpen guy, turned into a pitcher, an all-star. Most of their pitchers were relievers. Corbin Burns, he was a relief guy when he first came up.
and it's
He was a
because
relief guy
Lamet's
down
young
in
still too, and he had some arm issues last year, but
Lament's 30.
I swear he was younger than that. What the heck?
No,
I
yeah,
swear he's
he
been
is a guy.
prospect for a while.
I thought the same. I thought the same thing. He is a guy that seems really young, but he's old. They also made the move after they traded Hader. They got Matt Bush from the Texas
This
Rangers for
Robert
cash.
Gazer that they threw in that trade too is a 23-year-old that the Padres gave him. Another
Not
left-handed
bad.
guy, 23-year-old that was in rookie ball this year that has not pitched. Oh no, he did. He pitched one inning.
They also
My
they
fault.
also made
That
the
was last
move.
year. He was in A this year.
They also made the move for Trevor Rosenthal
Yeah.
today. Which the thing is it
crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like the Brewers made the big move, but they also built back up. They got more. They got.
Did they not
They
have
kind of did the
Rosenthal
Moneyball
2
tech.
years ago?
Yeah, I mean, he's probably a little bit out of his prime now.
Just thought about that.
Way out of
because
his
he hasn't
prime.
been on a team this year either.
I think he was on. They traded for him.
Did they?
Yeah, they traded for him
for months.
No. Trying to find here. There's the Matt Bush. It's not gonna pop up, is it? No, yeah, he was with the Giants.
Oh yeah, my fault.
No, you're okay. Yeah, I didn't even know that either.
I just remember being a free agent for a while.
All right, but yeah, they get some good guys there in that trade, and they're another team to kind of look out for, I would think. The Red Sox get Tommy Pham.
Yes.
A weird move.
It's
I don't
like when they did it, everybody thought, oh, that means JD is gonna get traded and Tommy Pham would just be their DH.
Yeah.
And then he didn't, and so it's like, what the heck is that? And then they get Reese McGuire to replace Christian Vasquez. And
So it's like now you have an out, and everybody thought Jackie Bradley was going to get traded, like to a playoff team as a defensive like outfielder. He didn't go.
Whoever did this ESPN thing is insane.
Is it bad?
Yes. The Red Sox acquired catcher Reese McGuire and a player to be named later or cash considerations from the Chicago White Sox in exchange for left-handed pitcher Jake Dickman.
All right.
So, is what
but yeah, like you said, they got Reese McGuire they got Reese McGuire too to fill in that role from losing what's his face? Vasquez. So, Red Sox weird moves, but I guess just rolling with the punches there. Jose Quintana
he
to
was supposed to be a
the
Yankee,
Cardinals.
The Cardinals picking up 2 left-handed pitchers, for the rotation.
Cardinals making some interesting moves there. Obviously, they picked up Jordan Montgomery in the trade. Dylan Carlson went to the Yankees. I don't think we said that he went to the. Yeah, it was just straight up. It was Montgomery for Dylan Carlson.
What?
Yep.
And so the Yankees got another outfielder. And a young one. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? Why was...
Oh, you didn't know the trade terms?
No,
Yeah,
why
that's
did
all
they
it
give
was.
him up?
Because they.
You don't need
Uh,
Jordan Montgomery that bad.
oh wait, no. Harrison Bader, not
Oh yeah,
Carlson.
yeah, 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 yeah. My
Harrison
fault.
Bader.
But still, that's crazy. But yes, that was the other Yankees move. Like their outfield, they're overhauling it too. Like I mentioned with the Braves. That was the other thing is that they got the best defensive center fielder in baseball out of Jordan Montgomery.
Questionable move at best. Yeah. Um.
I mean, I get the Cardinals not wanting him because I don't think he can hit very good at all. But like I said, he's the best defensive center
And
fielder.
I because I think they have Corey Dickerson who can hit a little better. Who has hit pretty decent this year. And they finally called it back up Paul DeJong.
Yeah.
They didn't send him. They've had him in poverty land down in AAA. Um, but I think they have some infielders that can play outfield too. So I don't know. It's weird for them, but sure up their pitching, I guess. Guess they basically say if we can win defensively, if we can score 1 run from Goldschmidt or something, or from Arenado,
The
hitting the home run.
also another one, the fact that Jordan Groshans is now a Marlin for nothing is crazy, by the way. Like
Familiar with
their
that name.
future infield ability of Khalil Watson, somehow if he plays with Jazz and Groshans, like that's insane. I just wanted to throw
Was
that one out
Groshans
there.
was he a top prospect?
Yeah, he was like the Blue Jays fourth or fifth or something like that.
Uh, I truly was not familiar with his name, so.
For Anthony
Huh.
Bass and Zach Pop, I mean the Blue Jays got their bullpen help that they wanted, but I saw somebody say Anthony Bass was, I swear, with the Blue Jays before, or Pop, one of the two, and it's the other way around. That he was with them, and then the other one was a free agent signing this year. Or maybe he was with them and became a free agent, signed with the Marlins, and then got traded back to the Blue Jays. And like they finessed for a top prospect.
Hmm. I didn't hear much about that trade at all. So.
Yeah.
Um.
Then
Another weird one.
The Braves grabbed Jake Odorizzi.
Yeah, I was just about to say a weird one. Jake Odorizzi for Will Smith.
Like
Straight up, I
as
didn't
I
really
said,
want.
like the Astros are rolling with their rotation. It's like they're throwing out Jake Odorizzi, which I know they didn't like anyway because he wasn't very good. But like then they
I
got
think
Will
that.
Smith out of him, so that like what an upgrade. So there's their bullpen move that I said that
Yeah.
I would have liked for them to make. Probably should have made at least one more just to be sure, but it's alright.
And the Braves replaced that bullpen missing piece. Trade for Rafael Iglesias today.
Yeah.
Um. So they fixed that situation right there. They have Kenley Jensen and Rafael Iglesias now. So, uh, two of the better relievers in baseball. I think going through.
And now they got their offensive boost in Robbie Grossman, and
Yep, also got
they're
Robbie
set to
Grossman
run the
there.
NL East.
I'm just looking here if they made any other moves. I don't
Gosh, the
think
fact that they
so.
got a human being with a pulse for Robbie Grossman amazes me.
Let's talk about this one before we go to the big one. Joey Gallo to the Dodgers. I have not seen any terms, so I'm pretty sure the Dodgers just threw money at the Yankees,
Now
the two richest teams in baseball.
they got somebody out of it. Yeah, Clayton Beater, a right-handed pitcher.
So nothing. That's
Yeah,
fine. You
basically.
just had to say nothing.
Basically.
Oh,
When we were talking about the Brewers, they did make another bullpen move, a small one.
yeah.
Grabbing Matt Bush from the Rangers.
I said that.
Oh, you did? My fault.
I said
My fault.
I said that when we were going through when we were mentioning all the people they were refilling when Hader was gone. I said, "Oh yeah, and they traded for Matt Bush for cash," and you're like, and you just went right over it, so it's fine.
Well, they
And
didn't though
I
for
want to
cash.
mention this.
They got two guys out of them, or gave up two guys for him.
Oh, I will mention this just before or we go into the big trade, obviously, because it happened right before the trade deadline. Uh, the Detroit Tigers make their one move at the deadline, trading with an inner uh, division team. Longtime Tiger, Rookie of the Year, All-Star, former starter, relief pitcher. The man I'm wearing, Michael Fulmer.
You can just be wearing a man.
So I just want to
What the heck?
commit my allegiance to the Minnesota
Lord.
Twins here. We're going all the way, baby. Fulmer and Correa finally pair up like they were supposed to this past offseason. Tigers got a guy that's been hanging out in Double-A with a 7.71 ERA. That's all I gotta say about that. Let's get on to the Padres trade.
No, there's this other one that I've been looking at. Just real quick here. The Phillies.
The David Robinson trade?
A flurry of moves, kind of.
Oh, yeah, because they got Brandon Marsh, too.
They designated Familia for assignment. Designated Abdul Herrera for assignment.
Yeah.
But they got David Robertson back again from the White Sox. Or no, from the Cubs, my fault. And yeah, and then they got Brandon Marsh to put back in their outfield. And so, I mean, they got one pitcher, but it's David Robertson. Like, it's kind of way out of it. But yeah, Brandon Marsh as an underrated move for their outfield. I would assume just goes right into center field, especially without Odubel Herrera there. But that's a move that's not a Dave Dabrowski move, but at the same time, a Dave Dabrowski move would be a random one like that. So that's something that.
But I mean, watch that Robinson move pay off down the line now.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's alright, but he was there last year and he was bad. I thought that's why he became a free agent and went to the Cubs. But yeah, we can go to the big move now.
San Diego Padres, they won the sweepstakes. Won both the sweepstakes. I would probably say these were the two best guys on the market.
The Padres came away. They gave up 5 of their top 11 prospects, but get an A+ for the deadline from me.
I really it wasn't 5 of their top 11.
That's what somebody said. Well,
no,
it's
because
not in this singular trade, but in all the trades that they made, all the moves.
All
the moves together.
Yeah, because they made multiple moves that we'll have to get into because they made obviously the Hader move. They made obviously the Juan Soto, Josh Bell move, and then they made the Branduri move with the Cincinnati Reds.
Mm-hmm.
But I truly think that they needed to move more with that Soto trade. You gave up, so I'm hoping that they're. Oh no, they already updated it. Jesus. I thought they should have gave up Luis how do you say his last name? The catcher.
Oh, Campusano or whatever.
Campusano, yeah, I thought they should have gave him up too in that because that would have been depleting your top 5. But like I don't think people understand the magnitude. You're trading for a 23-year-old
for half a season.
No, they have 2 years team control on him before he hits arbitration.
He can become a free agent.
No, he's not. They have 2 more seasons with him.
What the heck? I swear the whole thing, the whole reasoning for them trading him was because he didn't accept the extension, so he was going to become a free agent.
No, it's because they wanted to make a deal. He has 2 more years of arbitration.
Well, okay. No, but looking at it, C.J. Abrams was one of their top guys, and they're starting shortstop without Tatis. Robert Hassel was a top guy for them. I think he was the last year's draft or the one before.
He was the Torque draft.
Mackenzie Gore.
Yeah.
was up with them, and he was a top prospect for a while, and he's still very good. And I actually picked him to win Rookie of the Year this year. ESPN says his name is Mackenzie Gora, though. By the way, so
It's Gore.
I know, and I don't know who Jarlin Cesena is, James Wood either, but then they got
James
they
Wood.
got
James
Voigt
Wood
just
was
for
a top 10
giggles.
So James Wood was a top 10 prospect. And Suana, I think he was a top 20 prospect. He was somewhere between 10 and 20. And then they obviously throw Luke Voigt there with him. Poor Luke Voigt. Man was trying to chop it up in San Diego, and then Eric Hosmer had to be like, "Nah, I ain't going."
Now him and Nelson Cruz can chill together there.
They can both DH. No, I mean Luke Voigt will probably be first base now.
Yeah, because you have Josh Bell.
Yeah. So yeah.
Maybe Josh Bell's the one that's going to be the free agent then. Maybe that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, Josh. The thing with Soto is yes, he was gonna get the contract. It's because they were trying to shore him up, but he still had 2 years of arbitration under him. He still has 2 years of team control.
Well, it's even better then.
Do you realize how young he is? He's only 23.
Yeah, no.
He came in the league.
He's been around for 19 years, so.
He came in the league at 19. So he's 19, 20, 21, 22. That's only 4 years he's been in the league. This is his 5th year.
He's just been getting shoved down my throat for so long. I felt like he'd been around for 10 years by now.
Looking here. Yeah, I think it's. Let me see. I'm just looking at their roster.
At full strength, this Padres lineup, they have Tatis back. Now that they don't have to worry about Hosmer, even though he was having a better year this year.
Hold on a second. They sprinted Juan Soto. They already have him in a Padres jersey. Like, they already have his updated picture on MLB.com.
Well, yeah, it happened at noon today.
No, it didn't. It happened at like 4 o'clock.
Why did the notification I have say like noon or 1 o'clock then? I was asleep during it.
Wait, no, you're right. It did happen at noon because I was at Chipotle.
Yeah, okay.
It did happen at noon. I don't know what trade I'm thinking about. Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
But at full strength, this Padres lineup, when they have Tatis back, now that they don't have Hosmer in there, even though he was doing better this year, you have Tatis, Manny Machado, MVP, the switch hitting abilities of Brandon. Brandon? I'm thinking, why do I have Brandon Marsh coming back to my head? He's not even a switch hitter. Josh Bell is what I meant to say. Kim, Cronenworth. If you continue,
Brandon Drury.
Yeah, Profar. If you put Brandon Drury in, unless you keep playing Mazzara, Trent Grisham's not there for his bat anymore. Austin Nola, and I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. But their depth outside of their starting lineup is crazy. Even if like Drury becomes a bench guy.
Don't forget about Will Myers.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Will Myers. Okay, I just didn't know.
And he's not hitting great. He's 237.
But even if you have to stick him on the bench now, he's a power hitter off the bench. I mean, if he's facing a left-hander in the playoffs,
not a power hitter anymore. But
sometimes I guess a left-hander he could be. But
you're realistically your outfield is Soto.
It's probably Soto, Grisham, Profar probably still.
Soto, Grisham, Profar.
And then maybe like
I don't think
against a left-hander Drury probably.
I'll be completely honest with you. I don't think Tatis returns to the infield. It's too crowded.
Well, it's too crowded in the outfield though too, unless they don't want.
Not really.
Unless they don't. Unless they don't care to not have Grisham's defense, because he's only there for defense now. So if they put Tatis in center field because of that, but I
think Mazzara is an easy out. He's a guy that you can be like, fine, we don't need him. So in Myers, he's a guy on bench, not worry about it. So then you have Profar, Grisham, Soto, and then Tatis can fit in there. Obviously, Grisham's not going to play every day. I mean, he's obviously, like you said, he's not there for his bat, but he does have 12 home runs on the year. Same as Profar.
I'm kind of surprised, and I know it would have been a crazy thing to do, but I'm kind of surprised they didn't have to give up either Cronenworth or Kim in any of these trades, knowing that they were going to be so set in the infield anyway when Tatis came back.
Surprised they didn't give up Kim. I thought Kim was gone for sure.
Because
now that you look at it, you have Bell. Bell's he's your DH now.
No, he's a
You
first
keep in
baseman.
mind you do have a DH. You do have a DH.
Tatis probably
No.
DHs for a little bit when he comes back.
Cronenworth is your first base.
Nah.
And then you have Kim and then you have your option between Drury, Kim, Tatis, Machado at your second, third, and short.
Yeah, but like
I mean, you can make it work. You can make it work.
You can,
That's the thing.
and then they're just so deep if they don't. Like Bell probably plays first base. I mean, he could DH, whatever. If they want Cronenworth playing a lot, which they could do that way. But I guess,
I mean, the thing is, that's what Bell is. He's a DH. He's not he can play first base, but I think he's better at being DH.
I'm actually pretty sure, oddly enough, that Josh Bell's supposed to be one of the better defending first basemen. But I could be wrong.
He may be. He may very well be.
But like with that's just insane. And then I mean, Kim is whatever if he goes to the bench, in my opinion. So, but I would think that Tatis DHs for a lot of the time when he comes back, and then even like if Manny DHs a little bit and put Kim at third base or something like that. But that's like their depth wise, they compete with the Dodgers. I guess you'd have to say the Yankees, even though I like the Yankees depth wise, they don't jump out like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, their offense, if they're hitting the ball, would be sickening. Like we all talk about the Dodgers, that offense there is crazy. With like I said, with an MVP in Machado, if Tatis does anything when he comes back, Juan Soto, I mean Josh Bell. From top to bottom, I'm saying I'm taking them as the deeper lineup than the Dodgers, and I was probably taking them as the deeper lineup than the Dodgers before Juan Soto. To be honest with you.
I also look at a team like the Braves, that I think people think are a lot deeper than they think. I'm just gonna talk over their team real fast because they made some low key moves at the deadline, and they have a lot of guys returning. So they obviously have the Contreras and Darnold at catcher. They have Olsen, Riley, and Swanson. Hopefully they have Ozzie Albies coming back from injury near playoff time, because I believe it's a broken foot. So, and then now you have Ozuna, Michael Harris, who's just showing out this year, Acuna, Grossman, Eddie Rosario finally got him back. He's a guy that can play in the infield, and he has been playing in the infield. They still have a very deep team.
Eddie Rosario definitely does not play in the infield.
I swore he played like shortstop or something.
No, he's left-handed.
Could be wrong. Oh yeah, I swore he at some point in his career he played in the infield.
No,
that's on me. But I mean, you're deep there. You're deep in that outfield yet again. Surprised, and they still have Adam Duvall, who's hurt right now.
Yeah, but that's why the Grossman thing is people are saying that they want him to platoon with Rosario against the left-handed pitching, because if there is one upside to Robbie Grossman, it's apparently he can hit left-handers. But I guess nobody's watched him this year. He couldn't hit a ball if it was sitting on a tee. So
I'm just seeing
but with
because
that being
MLB
said,
shows
he's gonna provide some big hit for them in the playoffs, so it doesn't even matter. That's just what happens.
Yeah, because realistically, you can have Ozuna just DH for you, And then you have Acuna, Grossman, Rosario, or Acuna, Harris, Grossman. Like you can do any of those mixtures, and then once Albies is back, you have your all-star infield again. Literally. So
Yeah.
they're a team that I think is they're sleeper just because people think they didn't make the moves that they did at the deadline. They made the moves for their bullpen again.
That was the
They
other confusing thing about the Zach Riley. Or, Zach? Who's Zach Riley? I'm thinking of two different trades here at the same time, or two different moves. Austin Riley.
Yep.
The thing about his extension was that he got his extension before Dansby got his. So now Dansby's going to become a free agent, and Austin Riley is going to be there for 10 years. Austin Martin is in Minnesota.
Yes, he is.
Goodness
Just
gracious.
looking at the
names.
the Braves, looking at their bullpen, they got some guys down in AAA that are interesting. They got Darren O'Day hanging out down there at 39 years old.
There we go.
And they also have Kirby Yates hanging out down there at 35 years old. Those are two guys.
They're ready to assemble the Avengers bullpen for the playoffs when their
That's what
rosters
I'm
extend.
saying. And
then they got that Tucker dude from TikTok that came up for them in the World Series last year or playoffs or something and pitched for like one day and then said I'm gonna head out and got his ring.
And they have that young pitcher from last year that broke his hand. He was really good there for a while. Can't think of his name now. But Darren O'Day, he's just hurt, but he has pitched well. He has a sub-4 ERA for them this year, in I think 30 games it said. So.
A 4 ERA.
Darren O'Day, World Series MVP. Anything else? Those were the main trades from today. I feel like we're just rambling at this point now.
I'm just. Oh crap! No. The Phillies. When we were talking about their pitching, we kind of just skipped over the big one. That they have Noah Syndergaard now.
Oh yeah, Noah Syndergaard too. Yeah.
Which I thought Syndergaard was going to sign with them in free agency like this past year anyway when he went to the Angels. So the fact that he ended up with the Phillies anyway, I was like, all right. So I mean, they're kind of wanting to go for it with the East too. So that's
yeah. I mean, once you get Bryce Harper back, if you can get Bryce Harper back healthy,
and he just got his stitches taken out.
Oh, he did. Oh, so he's close then.
Yeah.
He is damn close. Because where are they sitting at? They are sitting in third right now. Are they sitting in the playoff? They are in the playoff picture. It's going to get messy. It is going to get messy in the West or in the National. Obviously, Atlanta, San Diego, and Philly, they're all making it. And then St. Louis, they're 1 game behind Philly, 3 games behind Milwaukee.
And the Cardinals should be winning the division, are they not? Are they not winning the Central?
No, Milwaukee is. They're 57 and 45.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't watch baseball anymore, so.
And then the AL, obviously going to be the messiest one out of them all. Yankees basically already clinched the playoff spot. At 70 wins. Houston at 67.
Take it
back. Houston's damn near close. And then Minnesota at 54 wins. Then you have Toronto 57 in the first wild card. Tampa Bay at 54. And then Seattle at 55 with Cleveland right behind. What?
See if Whit Merrifield provides the Blue Jays
Whit Merrifield
that they want.
We'll have to see if he gets the vaccine. Because the thing is, he has to sit out now, though.
Yeah, but they said when they traded for him that he was told that he might be going there, and he said, "All right, I would do it for them."
But that's the thing. Like, he still has to sit out for like 2 weeks because
Yeah.
he has to now get it, wait 5 days,
It's
and
fine.
then
It's
I
not
think he
like
has to get the booster.
it's not like they don't have an all-star second baseman that's filling his spot anyway until he's
No, I'm
there.
just saying, like, it's kind of a weird trade because he's not gonna be there for almost like 2, 3 weeks unless they'll probably figure out a way to finagle him into Canada.
Yeah,
And
they'll get him. He probably got it today, to be honest with you, after the trade, the first part.
yeah,
And so
um,
they'll find a way to do it, get it faster. But I mean, Santiago Espinal is
yeah,
gonna hold it down until he gets there. It's fine.
yeah. But continuing with the AL, you have Cleveland 53 wins, Baltimore 52, Boston 52, and the White Sox 51, who made no move at the trade deadline. Really weird. They
Yeah.
did
Well,
not
they
make
did make a
one.
move where they got Jake Diekman,
Oh,
but that was
traded.
it.
Yeah, I mean, but
That
they
was
didn't
it.
make a move to better their team
No, I mean, because on
when
paper they
the.
shouldn't have had to.
But I mean, on paper, you're not, or on the field, you're not doing nothing.
Well, yeah, they got Luis Robert back now today. He was hurt,
Um,
and they got some other. It's just because they've been so hurt, so
yeah.
that's what's cost them.
All right. Well, we should end this. It's
Hmm.
going on. We're rambling now. Um, Probably see you guys in 10 months again.
Yeah, next year
Or once the season's over with,
after it's all
once
settled.
playoffs start. Uh, I'm Andrew. That's more. See you guys next time.